Racism is not something new for me, but for other people, just because they believe that they are not racist, they think that other people will see the world in the same way. And unfortunately, that's just not the case. I think the main thing that I've learned over the course of this week, especially with things like Blackout Tuesday, is as a Black person, even though I may not have a similar experience to other Black people, my experience is still valid. And I feel like with that platform and with even the small platform that I have here on YouTube, it's still my responsibility to share. And I really am not trying to offend anyone or make anyone feel guilty with what I'm about to say, but I feel like it does need to be said. To the people who posted those black squares on Blackout Tuesday, you may have had the best intentions going into it and showing, you know what, I stand with you, but what change, what difference are you actually making other than showing everyone else on your Instagram or on your Facebook or whatever account that you're not a racist? How is that stopping racism happening in the UK? How is that stopping racism that's happening wherever you're living? Are you sharing that message of love and peace with everyone around you? Are you stopping in the street when you see someone who is being victimized because of the color of their skin and showing them that, hey, what you're doing is wrong? That's how you make a difference. That's how you create change. Posting a picture online to show everyone, hey, I'm not a racist, that's not going to do much in the long run. Sure, it may, bring a subject up for a day, but tomorrow when you're posting your next picture about your muffins or your smoothie or your breakfast bowl, what change are you then making? How have you impacted those people? And I think actually, as I say this is not just a message to the people who posted the picture of the black square on social media. I think this is just a message for everyone. We all have to look within ourselves as well and think about the biases that we have made and think about how we view other people, how we view ourselves. And for example, before, a few years ago, when I was wearing wigs and weaves and doing braids and doing all these kinds of hairstyles, there was a time where I was trying to hide my blackness, and I had to recognize that pattern within myself and break it and accept myself for who I am. You have to also be willing to look at yourself and the things that you are not doing correctly in your life and see how you can change that before going out and asking others to just completely accept you for who you are when you can't even accept yourself for who and what you are. I think we all have to take a look internally and externally. And I think even if you're not in a position to donate money to causes that need it, even if you're not in a position to buy products from Black-owned brands, you are in a position where you can learn, you can borrow a book from a friend, you can find things online. We are so lucky that we live in a world now where information is so easily attainable. And I think if you just start to look in the right places, you can find that information that can help you think about the choices that you're making and how you can actually make a genuine difference to the world that we're living in. And maybe it might only start off with just teaching your parents that, hey, you can't just say things like that. Maybe that conversation just starts there. That's still an extra person who will think differently tomorrow about what they're saying and how they view people. That's how we start to make change. I think it's just as important to look within ourselves as it is to look at other people. We as Black people should also be supporting our own people. You need to think about that, think about the products you're consuming, think about the standards of beauty that you have. We need to think a lot about these things, and it's great that we're having these conversations, but I think it's really easy sometimes to point the finger at other people and not look within ourselves as well. I'm not sure how long that went on for, so I'm sorry if everything got a little bit muddled, but I hope there was some kind of structure and positivity that you got from that, and I hope that I made sense. For today's video, I also wanted to share my ultimate vegan breakfast, and I tested out the Plant Pioneers Cumberland sausages. The sausages came out really great, which I wasn't expecting because I tried out the Plant Pioneer bacon before, and to be honest, it wasn't my favorite. It was just quite salty. So I was actually quite surprised when I tasted these sausages because they had a little bit of flavor in them. I'd still say they could have amped it up a bit more. I think, to be honest, I'd probably go for the Tesco own brand shroom dogs before I went back to these, but they're not a bad option. I'd probably give them like a 6.5 out of 10. I probably would buy them again if one of my favorite types of sausages wasn't there. I don't know, I feel like talking about this ultimate vegan breakfast isn't as important as the first part of my video, but I still wanted to come on and share some vegan food with you guys. And I don't know, I'm sorry if my energy is not as hype and out there as normal, but I think sometimes we just need to cut the jokes and just be a bit more serious and think about the decisions that we're making as people. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next Sunday with my next video. Bye.